There is a woman in this country. Her name is Marcelka. Most of the people here know her. Mm-hmm. And she's also giving speeches like you do. And she doesn't give us advice what to do, but there's one thing she says we can do, and that's be conscious of yourself.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, that sounds like self-inquiry and self-abidance.
And can that lead to something?
There's no leading anywhere. All is already complete, and there is no self to abide with. It's an instruction given on behalf of no one and to no one. It's talking to and from a dream, which is completely illusory.
Yeah, she says, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen then. Just be conscious of yourself and you will see what will happen.
Yeah.
So no one is expecting anything, really, but... It just came to my mind yesterday when we walked together on the embankment. And everybody was walking, talking, you know, I was talking to you. And I didn't pay any attention to what's going on. And you were really, you said, oh, Simona is there. So you were the only one who actually knew where, you know, to follow Simona, because I noticed that nobody was really paying attention to that except you. And just came to my mind, oh, he's conscious of himself. You know?
All right.
So that was my projection, I guess. I mean, you were not into this, you know, talk so much, like dive in, like all the others.
When there's no sense of position, there's no sense of anyone or anything being conscious or aware. There's no sense of anyone there being a self anywhere. There's no where. There's no where. The whole position and the whole sense of where collapses, and there's no sense of consciousness at all. There's just simply what's immediately happening, which is just simply nothing. And no one's there. No one's anywhere. There is no where left.
But you seem to not to be lost in, you know, talking and thinking, like I was, for example.
Well, perhaps that's just a apparent conditioning of the character, the body. But there's no one in that. There's no one doing anything. What these teachings seem to do, as sincere as they seem to be, when it's giving that kind of instruction, just stay conscious of yourself, as sincere as it seems to be, it's just simply instructing a dream to detach from thoughts and feelings. That's what it's doing. It's saying, don't worry about the thoughts, don't worry about the emotions and the feelings. Let them come and go, so someone can let them come and go, and just stick with yourself, just stay with yourself. And that's giving a sort of a false sense of hope, and it's validating that there is a chooser in there somewhere doing that, and that you'll be more comfortable if you just stay away from those things, don't let memory in, and just go back to yourself. It's detachment. It's disassociation.
So is that the same like Eckhart Tolle says, be present?
There is nothing other than this. There is no such thing as the now. There is no now to fall out of. You can't stay in the now. There is no limitation to this freedom. There's no need to detach from thoughts and memories. There's no need to push them away, suppress, avoid, ignore or neglect. It's simply what's appearing immediately on behalf of no one. They're not hindrances. They're not blocking the way. They're not distorting reality. That is reality appearing as thoughts, which is not real. So it's not even reality. It's just simply immediately appearing.
When you say it's not real, it's not also a kind of dissociation?
No. Because there's nothing to dissociate from that. Dissociation implies that there is something to disassociate, to detach, to remove. There is only the not real. There's nothing else other than the not real. It's implying that thoughts and memories and feelings and emotions are hindrances and obstacles, and it's validating, sincerely again perhaps, that they are uncomfortable, so I'll teach you how to deal with that. I'll show you a way in which you can find comfort, ease, pleasure, relaxation and happiness in the so-called moment. So just stay away from those, go back to the source, awareness of awareness, feeding a dream that's not really happening. It goes nowhere. And no one's doing any of that either. There's no one instructing anyone to do that, and there's no one practicing to do that. There already is no one at the centre of any of that dream stuff. It's already empty, all of it. There's no destination. There's nowhere to arrive. There's nowhere to go. What is already timelessly complete. It doesn't become more or less complete. It's unconditionally complete. These teachings feel a sort of sympathy in a way. It's sort of a sympathetic wanting to help something, or someone, Yeah. So I don't mean it in an insulting or condescending or patronising way, but it's just illusory, and it's not actually helping anyone. And this can seem to say that because it went through that for long enough, apparently, even though there was never anyone in that and none of it really happened. It doesn't work and it doesn't get anywhere. There is nowhere to get to already.
Just thinking of the word immediacy.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's like...
It seems to be the favourite word
Yeah.
for this. Because there's no distance with immediacy. There's no distance between now and completion. There's no... Yeah. When immediacy is apparently revealed to nothing and no one because it's all there is. It's the complete collapse and the opposite of dissociation and attachment. It's actually a total radical embrace of everything that's happening, and yet not even embracing, because there's nothing separate from the immediacy. There is only immediacy. So it's the complete opposite of detachment and dissociation. It's not even attachment and dissociation. There's just like everything collapses into what's immediately happening. Everything is so sort of immediate and free to be what it is. No one resisting it, no one pushing it away, no one trying to grab onto it. It's like there's just that immediacy, that's all what's left. And yet it all never wasn't that.
Although it seems like this, what we hear or what is being said is the truth, absolute truth, but although after this meeting we're going to live in the dream, and there's going to be me and you, and we are going to play this dream, and it seems like this absolute truth is being forgotten, even though it's not, it's just apparent.
Okay.
But we still going to play the dream, and it's going to be on and on, and it looks like, it seems like this apparent truth is hidden from everyone in the dream.
It's hidden from that which is looking for it, because that which is looking for it is it. It hides by looking for it. And yet nothing is other than it. And it's not an absolute truth. There's no such thing. Truth and falsity is relative. So it's positionless. That's why it's never found or caught or known or even escaped from. It's totally all there is. It's everything. So the looking for it is it. And that's why it never finds it. Because there's nothing other than it, which is nothing. And no one knows what's going to happen next, because there is no real next. So whether every single body in this room walks out with or without a so-called separation me experience, that doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be any other way, because it's already not really happening the way in which the dream thinks it is. And it's not a bad thing, it's not a mistake. It will seem to live on the notion that it is a mistake or a bad thing or an error, a cosmological error that needs to be corrected through some sort of volitional practice. And what is exposed is that none of that is real. It's not a problem. It doesn't need to be solved. It doesn't need to go away.
Okay, so then even suffering and healing and worse are still fine.
Well, nothing is fine or not fine, really.
Okay. So it's just what is.
Yeah.
There is only what's happening. No one's in charge
so
already.
No one needs to correct it.
There's nothing to correct, no.
But even when I walk in the street and I see some violence...
Well, you're talking about a relative situation.
In a dream, right.
Which, you know, where if there's violence happening, perhaps there's a response or a reaction happening. But no one's responding or reacting.
But then, so the illusory dream that I'm being lost in my thoughts and feelings and being separate self still feels like painful. It feels painful.
It's the suffering of the separation dream.
Yeah, and longing to come home, basically, which is always in the back.
It's always this. Yeah, this is home. The thoughts are home. The feelings are home. The looking for home is the sense that home is missing, which is home looking for home. And it thinks that I'm getting lost in my thoughts and feelings, home therefore is elsewhere. All of that is home. It's all home. Unconditional.
So all the stories, and that's home.
There is only home, yeah.
So even the seeming obstacles and apparent like resentment is all nothing. It's just the same.
It's all freedom,
It's
yeah.
all the same. Back to hopelessness. Nothing to do. Yeah.
Hopelessness is liberation from direction, from going somewhere. It's directionless, which is completion. Hopelessness is completion.
But you see, it seems like when I hear you talk, it feels like that I don't want it to stop ever because it feels really good. And then when I am away, it feels like I need to go back to that feeling. So what is that? It's like, is the longing again? Like
It sounds like the longing, yeah. And that's also home.
so there's no difference if I stay here or if I am not here.
The
If
dream is that there is a difference.
Whatever happens.
The dream is that there is a difference. There's no difference or sameness, because home is unconditional. It's absolutely everything that's appearing to happen. Even the sense that home is missing or lost, or I'm far from home, is home.
So even though I see you and I see my body and I see everybody else, even that is not real.
Well, that sounds like the illusion, that there's an I seeing and hearing and tasting, touching, smelling, thinking, feeling, perceiving different things, and it's all there and it's all, you know, and I am knowing about it. There is no I to be knowing about any of this.
But even hearing this is just a dream, because there is no one who can change or do anything else. It's just what is.
It's just what is, yeah.
So even this is like nonsense, right?
Yeah.
This talk even.
Yeah, this is unconditional nonsense.
Shit happens.
There's no prescription because there's no illness. There's no fixed, there's nothing to fix, nothing is broken.
Yeah.
There's no one to save, and there's no one to cure or change or replace. There's only freedom. And there is no validation that anyone needs to change because there's no sense that there is anyone.
Even I can somehow grasp it for a while where there is no one who can grasp it, but even though there's feeling like I know it, but then it suddenly changes, like I'm back in the dream, like it's me again, you know?
But you are the dream.
It's just a feeling, I know. That's it.
No one goes into the dream and gets out of the dream. The dream is that there is someone.
You see, but there's like a feeling,
Right.
which seems real.
A visceral sense. Yeah.
Sense that I'm not there, and then
Right.
suddenly I'm back.
Sure.
Like.
And that's all absolute freedom.
So it doesn't matter if I'm there or not.
No, absolutely not.
You are not.
Looking confirms that there's a looker. There isn't either, really.
Yeah, it's the point of view, right? Like it seems like there's someone seeing.
Mm.
So it can just be forgotten and it doesn't matter if I ever talk about this again or not.
Going to non-duality meetings might seem to be still happening, and it might seem to stop happening. And in all of that, what can seem to happen, definitely not with the intention to give you hope, by the way, when I say this, but what can seem to happen is that there's, watching videos and hearing about this and that, and there's a bit of an enjoyment. Maybe there's even a tingling and a buzzing and the blood and the bubbles, and something seems to be felt and, seeming to change and shift. And then perhaps then it's just obvious that there's no one, and it was never even noticed because there was no one to do the noticing. That can seem to happen when there's just listening, and it feels like someone's listening to non-duality to get something out of it, and they're listening and they're listening, and then suddenly listening is just happening. And there's just no one listening anymore, there's just listening happening. It could be so subtle that it's just not even noticed because it's the end of the noticer. That me dream is waiting around and looking and anticipating, in many cases, for an explosion, an event, a contrast of a sense of, wow, now there's no me.
Yeah, because
or,
no suffering, right? We just want good feelings.
That's how the dream seems to work. But for many bodies, it's just like, well, one day body just wakes up in the morning, or it switches on a video, or it sits down for dinner, and there's just no one left, and it's so obvious, but yet there's no one left to notice that. Like, it can seem to happen like that, but that's not happening. It's not an event, a state, or an experience, and it never really happens. So it's already hopeless, and it's already over. The waiting around for that, or expecting or hoping for that, will just apparently perpetuate a timeless dream that's not really happening. It doesn't need to happen, because it's already not happening.
Done?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All these years.
All these years.
I know. All the rituals, all the pranayamas, the tantras, the mantras, the yantras, the rites, the rituals, the practices, the lineages, the clothes, the shaving, the head, the waving, flies, running off to caves, ashrams, temples, all of the sitting still, stern face, very seriously. Prostrations, pilgrimages, books, eating the right food, listening to the right music, wearing the right clothes, going to the right shops, zero waste, ideally. On the lookout for what is already.
Humans are very creative. Fantastic.
It's true, yeah, it seems true. Yeah.
So there is no mother, no daughter.
There's no one.
No Prague, no Alexis.
Only the beloved.
No enemies, no friends. No love, no hatred.
Only the beloved.
No Czech Republic, no Great Britain, no Leicester. No meeting. No words. Only apparent, seemingly. No going for dinner. No dinner. No Slavia cafe. No dinner. So we are going to bed hungry today.
There's no hunger or bed either.
There is no hunger.
There's only the beloved.
We can eat it. Beloved today. I should rather stop.
No, it was good.
But I have already booked a table.
No
table.
What really?
Well, who were you on the phone to then? Who were you on the phone to?
No phone.
Who are you speaking to?
No escape. No, I have to go.
There is only appearing. What is happening now? The love, the talking, the sounds, talking about the Slavia, talking about the there is no hunger, these words just appearing and happening now.
And not even now.
Yeah, they are just appearing.
It's timeless, yeah.
Simple.
Only this.
Only this, yeah.
So when we are in the, it's only talking.
Only talking.
When we are in the Slavia, yeah,
Right.
is happening only what is in the restaurant.
It's just what's happening.
Yeah.
Which is talking and sitting and holding microphones and talking about dinner. And laughing. And listening. There might be other things happening too, but that's what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is only this what's happening. Yeah.
So there's a hunger, but for no one.
For the palate.
It's just appearing.
This is all there is. Which is everything.
Nothing.
Which is nothing.
The thoughts are appearing about the hunger, about the Slavia. Yeah, they are just appearing.
Everything just appearing. To no one, for no one, with no one, and by no one. Just appearance. Just no thing appearing.
About your husband.
Doesn't exist.
It just thought appears. There is no husband.
Not, it's not appearing here.
Well, the words. The words husband is appearing.
Yeah. The feelings are appearing. Only what is here.
Which is it? Which is without here and now.
Yeah.
exactly, but who won't survive?
Who will survive? Yeah. Who is there to live or die?
Does apparent Alexis have any clue what is going on here? Does apparent Alexis has any clue, any idea what is going on here? Shall I try Czech? You didn't catch the meaning. Didn't catch the meaning. The question.
There is just this. So there's no one to have a clue about this. There's no one separate from this. There just is this. So there's no one that has a clue about anything that's going on, because all there is that's going on is what is. There's no knowing in that at all. There's no Alexis, apparent or
no
otherwise.
one to think about.
There's no apparent Alexis or otherwise. There's no one. There's nothing other than what's happening. So no one knows. There's no knowing in that. There's no distance. There's no separation. There's no knowing, awareness or consciousness. All there is what is and is not, which is totally free and nothing. So no.
Do you have some doubts sometimes about what's going on?
There's no one to have doubt or certainty.
Only doubt appears.
Well, it depends really. I mean, if body wants to, get a train or a plane or something, and there might be a delay, or there might be a apparent doubt about getting somewhere on time. But there's no real doubt or certainty. Those doubt in the sense of knowing is like a positional sense of being doubtful or certain about something. These, in the sense of knowing, just falls apart, and yet it never was. There never was any real doubt or certainty. And there's no real labels.
That's why your passport is there?
Whose passport is that?
Is it your passport?
Apparently,
There is no passport.
I need to remember it.
yeah. When you sort of the passport, you just go inside, and there's just a blank. There's no one's face on it. So you turn up to the airport.
You will not get through the security check.
There is no security.
There's no one on the picture. There's no name because there's no one.
We're thinking about the doubt.
Mm.
It seems like you might come home.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's just no knowing. There's no knowing.
You get that.
Is the life more fun after the current collapse?
No.
There is no life.
Shall I pass you the microphone?
That's your answer.
There's no before and after. And there's no life. Nothing collapses or shifts. Everything is simply what is, timelessly. So before and after is not. I'd have to tell a story.
Yes.
There would have to be a story to go into the apparent before and after, which is not real. It's a reason.
Can you tell the story?
For shits and giggles, you mean?
Sorry.
That's a term, he says shits and giggles, it's like just for fun, basically.
Yeah.
What story exactly? What
If it's more fun after the collapse.
there's no rules, and there's obviously no collapse really, there's no shift, there's no change, there's no life or death, there's no thing. The whole collapse of before and after, now and then. None of that left. Never was. Just simply immediacy, spontaneity, free-flowing timelessness, without anyone in there. And there's just simply this what's happening. And seems to be apparently in an illusory contrast, comparison, there's less seriousness and less importance and absolutely no personal anything whatsoever. There's just simply what's happening. And body, apparent body, just seems to take itself and everyone and everything else a lot less seriously. And laughter seems to happen more. And the whole sort of agitated seeking energy for something else, to get someone else, to become, to impress, to improve, to better. Just collapses.
No desires.
Preferences for coffee or whatever, or food or music or whatever. But the neurotic craving of personal need to get something, no need.
Thank you.
Who are these guys?
These guys.
Motorhead.
Yeah.
Motorhead.
Pardon?
Motorhead.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Punk. Surrealist. Surrealist. Guitarist.
Beautiful.
Eccentric Norse goddess.
seemed to be a great artist that did it.
Mm.
Mm.
They are. So there is absolutely no thing else other than this liberation, which is apparently what's longed for, and yet there is nothing else to long for liberation. So there's just simply liberation. And what can appear is a longing for that, and a looking for that, but that's just simply liberation, appearing as longing and wanting, and looking, searching, investigating. But there's never a discovery, there's never a revelation, there's never really an upturning. There's never really a process. There's just simply liberation. That's all there is. It's totally all-encompassing, not limited, not finite, not separate, not conditioned. Just simply whatever is happening, which is nothing at all. It's this. This is already liberation. This is all there is. It's just this liberation, which is already timelessly everything. In the sense that maybe that is true, or maybe I just try another thing or teaching or practice, maybe just to be sure. Well, that's liberation too. Doubt and certainty. The absence of those. Presence, awareness, looking, searching, striving, craving. It's all this freedom, which is boundless and dimensionless, destinationless. No orientation, so no real moving towards or away. Nothing separate, nothing else, just liberation. Timeless, completion, already, everything. It's already over. It's already done. And there's no layers of that. So it's not becoming clear. It's not seeming to develop or unravel to become more that. It's already this. Waiting and anticipating and expecting is this freedom already. And no more or less, just freedom already. Already. Immediately already, everything. Thanks all. Much
Thank
love.
you, Alexis. Thank you.
So we can stay in touch if you want to. You can send me a message or an email or give me a call whenever you want. I'm available. And you can come to Zooms if you want to. There's no obligation to pay for that or to say something. You can just sit in or just say hello. Thank you.
Thank you.